In one of Chicago's oldest neighborhoods, nestled in a quiet street, there stood a small bookstore, Emily Johnson's pride and joy. This bookstore, inherited from her family, had been a cornerstone of the community for years. It wasn't just a store, it was a gathering place, a sanctuary for book lovers, and a source of comfort for those seeking solace in the pages of novels, poetry, and history. Emily had grown up surrounded by books, and she had poured her heart and soul into the shop. But as time passed, the world outside her bookstore began to change, and with it, the challenges of maintaining a small, independent business in the face of growing competition from giant e-commerce platforms. Sales were slipping. The number of customers visiting her store had dwindled, and Emily found herself struggling to keep up with bills. It seemed that every month, the financial burden grew heavier. Restocking the shelves had become a luxury she could no longer afford, and her store, once a vibrant hub, was beginning to feel like an abandoned relic of a bygone era. The weight of the situation was crushing, but Emily wasn't one to give up easily. She was determined to preserve the legacy of her family's bookstore. Yet, despite her best efforts, the task seemed impossible. As the days turned into weeks, Emily began to consider the unthinkable, the possibility of closing the doors to the bookstore she had inherited. The thought of it was unbearable. This was more than just a business. It was a part of her identity, a connection to her parents, and a symbol of her love for literature. To lose it felt like losing a piece of herself. But the reality was undeniable. The world around her was moving forward, and she felt stuck in the past. One evening, as Emily sat behind the counter staring at the empty shelves, something caught her eye. She was scrolling through her phone when she stumbled upon an article titled, "Amazon's Jeff Bezos Changes the Way the World Does Business." It was about Bezos's innovative approach to business and his groundbreaking success with Amazon. As she read the article, one particular section stood out. Bezos spoke about his lifelong love of books and how he believed that even small businesses could thrive in the digital age with the right strategies. Emily felt a spark of hope. It was just a flicker, but it was enough to give her a sense of possibility. Perhaps this could be the answer she was looking for. Emily had never been one to shy away from challenges. She had always believed in the power of hard work and determination, but in that moment she realized that she might need more than just hard work to save her bookstore. She needed guidance, someone who could offer a fresh perspective, someone who could show her a way forward. So, on a whim, she decided to reach out to Jeff Bezos. She composed an email, explaining her struggles and her passion for preserving her family's bookstore. She poured her heart into the message, unsure of whether it would even reach him, let alone elicit a response. To her surprise, just a few days later, she received a reply. It was brief, yet to Emily, it was nothing short of a miracle. "I'd like to visit you and see your store. Let's talk about how we can turn things around." Emily's heart raced. She couldn't believe it. Jeff Bezos, the man who had revolutionized e-commerce and built one of the largest companies in the world, was willing to help her. It felt like a dream. But this was real. When the day arrived for Bezos to visit, Emily was both excited and nervous. She had no idea what to expect. But as soon as Jeff Bezos walked through the door of her bookstore, her anxiety melted away. There, standing in front of her, was the man who had reshaped the global economy, but there was no arrogance in his demeanor. Instead, there was a quiet confidence, a genuine interest in her story. Bezos greeted Emily with a warm smile and asked her to walk him through the challenges her bookstore was facing. As they sat down together, Emily explained the difficulties she had been experiencing, the drop in foot traffic, the increasing competition from online retailers, and the struggle to keep the business afloat. She was honest about how close she was to giving up, but Bezos listened patiently, offering words of encouragement along the way. After a thoughtful pause, Bezos spoke. "Emily, What you've built here is something special. This bookstore is more than just a place to buy books. It's a part of this community. And with the right strategy, there's no reason why you can't make it work. We're going to take this to the next level." Emily was stunned. Bezos didn't just express sympathy for her struggles. He offered a clear plan for how she could revitalize her bookstore. He explained how e-commerce wasn't just for big corporations, it was also an incredible opportunity for small businesses. He shared his knowledge of online platforms and social media, offering concrete suggestions for how Emily could grow her customer base, both locally and beyond. Bezos didn't just offer advice, he provided a blueprint for transformation, a roadmap that would allow Emily to tap into the digital world while retaining the personal touch that made her bookstore unique. Bezos also emphasized the power of storytelling. "People aren't just looking for books," he said. "They're looking for a connection. They want to feel something when they pick up a book. If you can tell your story and the story of the books you sell, you'll be able to build a loyal customer base that goes beyond just purchasing books. They'll become part of your community." For the first time in months, Emily felt a sense of hope. Bezos didn't just see her bookstore as a business. He saw it as a place of value, something worth preserving. With his guidance, Emily set out to put his advice into practice. She built a website and created an online store where people could purchase books from anywhere in the world. She began using social media to share her story and connect with readers who shared her passion for literature. She even started hosting virtual events, such as author interviews and book discussions, to foster a sense of community and engagement. As the weeks went by, Emily's bookstore began to see signs of recovery. Sales slowly picked up, and new customers began to visit both in person and online. The once empty shelves were now filled with new books, and Emily's heart swelled with pride. It wasn't just the financial success that mattered. It was the fact that she had reclaimed her dream. Her bookstore was alive again, not just surviving, but thriving. One day, as Emily was working behind the counter, she received another message from Jeff Bezos. It was a simple note of encouragement. "Emily, I'm proud of the work you've done. Keep pushing forward. The impossible is only a matter of perspective." Those words stuck with Emily. She realized that the journey she had been on was more than just about saving a bookstore. It was about discovering her own strength, resilience, and the power of believing in the impossible. Today, Emily's bookstore is a symbol of hope and perseverance. She continues to help other small businesses, sharing the lessons she learned from her own journey. What was once a struggling, nearly forgotten shop is now a vibrant, thriving hub of creativity and community. And Jeff Bezos' belief in her has not only transformed her bookstore, it has transformed her life. Emily's story is a testament to the power of resilience, the importance of community, and the impact that a single act of kindness can have on someone's life. It's a reminder that no matter how impossible a situation may seem, with the right support, the right mindset, and a little bit of courage, anything is possible.